Very good morning, children. Children, in our last lecture, we were seeing about lesson number 6, substances in daily use. Right, children? So, we'll just revise what we did earlier and then we will continue with the lesson. Okay? First, I had shown you 3 different objects. First was a chair, second was a table, and third was a cupboard. Okay, and I had asked you questions regarding what materials are they made of, can they be made with the same material, how did you all identify them, and so on. Okay, then we had talked about substances and objects, and in that we had talked about different substances such as wood, plastic, steel. Okay, and we had also seen that these substances have the strength required to make the articles like chairs, tables, and cupboards. But how can we decide that these substances have that particular strength? Right? This is because of the properties of their substances. Okay, children? Next, we saw about some more examples like cotton, which is used for making cloth, fiber or thread, saris, handkerchiefs, quilts, mattresses, pillows, etc. Next, we saw about iron, construction, steel bars, griddles, parts of automobiles, electric poles, tables, cupboards, etc. And then we saw about aluminium. They are used in kitchen utensils, electrical cables, etc. Okay, so we had seen that by studying the properties of the substances, we can select the substances as for our purposes, means the way in which we need them. Okay, basically the substances in everyday use are mainly of 2 kinds, that is natural substances and man-made substances. Okay, now we'll see about natural substances. The name itself indicates that substances that are available in nature are called as natural substances. Okay, now here also we can divide them into biotic substances and abiotic substances. Okay, first we'll see about what are biotic substances. The substances that are obtained from living things are called as biotic substances. The word biotic itself indicates that it is living. Okay, whereas the substances that are not obtained from living things are called as abiotic substances. Okay, children? Then we saw about further grouping of biotic substances. That is, biotic substances can be further divided into 2: plant origin and animal origin. Okay, those substances that are obtained from plants are called as plant origin, example leather, wool, whereas those substances that are obtained from animals are called as animal origin, example leather, wool, whereas plant origin example was jute and cotton. Okay, children. Then we had talked about man-made substances. Okay, there we saw that it is our human nature to strive for newer things, right? And we should try to make our life more comfortable. Okay, and as a result of this, man used natural substances in their own way. That means what? They modified their way. Okay, and such substances were easier to use. Okay, and they were available at a low cost, and as well as they were available in a plenty number. Okay, means the number was very high. Okay, so such new substances produced by processing naturally available substances are called as man-made substances. Okay, then we had seen an example about Irlis or copes. Okay, in earlier days they were made of grass or sackcloth, and they were used for protection of rain. Okay, then came umbrella, and now we use raincoat, school bags, and book covers made from plastic, right? So these all are man-made substances. Okay, children. Now these substances are waterproof or water resistant, light in weight, and are easy to transport. Children, what are the advantages of these? They are waterproof. Okay, next they are light in weight, means they are not heavy in weight. Okay, and the third thing, they are easy to transport, and that is why they are used in increasing number. Okay, children. Then next we had seen about glass. Okay, glass can be made from sand and calcium carbonate. However, sand and calcium carbonate cannot be obtained again from glass. Okay, now we also talked about another example, that tomato, which is raw, turns red after some time, right? But does that tomato again turn green after some time? No, right? So while making man-made substances, the properties of the constituents undergo a change. Okay, the change occurs due to a certain chemical reaction. These changes in the properties are permanent. That means what? The original constituent substances cannot be obtained again from the new substance. Such changes are called as irreversible changes. Okay, this was about the revision of last lecture. Today we will see about production of substances. First we will see about rubber. Okay, children, you can see an image, right? First is a rubber eraser, right? Next is a ball. The next is a toy. Okay, and the last one is a tire, right? Now all these are made of a substance called as rubber. Okay, now rubber is of two types, natural and artificial. Natural rubber is obtained from gum or sap of trees. This sap is called as latex. Children, remember the word latex. This can come in fill in the blanks or true or false. Okay, the sap of the tree is called as dash what? Latex. Okay, Rubber has a peculiar odor and it is white in color. Okay. Next we'll see about a process called as vulcanization of rubber. Okay. We'll see that in this process what happens actually. Okay. In this process, the rubber is heated with sulfur for 3 to 4 hours. To give hardness to the rubber, sulfur is mixed in it. The proportion of sulfur in the mixture is determined by the purpose for which the rubber will be used. Okay. Erasers, rubber balls, rubber toys all have varying proportions of sulfur in them. In rubber bands, the proportion of sulfur is very small. Okay, children? Now, we'll see what happened in the past. In the past, Charles Goodyear spilled a mixture of rubber and sulfur on a burning stove. Okay, and after the stove was extinguished, he noticed that the rubber had become harder and less elastic. Okay, he repeated this experiment in a systematic way and invented the process of vulcanization. Okay, hard and tough tires of rubber made henceforth brought about a revolutionary change in transportation. Okay, so who was responsible for a revolutionary change in transportation? A man called as Charles Goodyear. Okay, next we'll see something about rubber. Okay, the fact that you are not knowing. Rubber is a natural substance obtained by collecting the latex of a certain tree. Okay, rubber trees are found where, children, rubber trees are found in abundance, means a lot, in Brazil. Okay, later these trees were planted in other countries too. Okay, the botanical name of this tree, that is the scientific name of this tree, is Hevea brasiliensis. Okay, and in India the maximum production of rubber is in Kerala. Okay, in the world it is found in Brazil, but in India large production is there in Kerala. Okay, children? Yes. Now we'll see about manufacturing of paper. Okay, paper is a substance that we use almost daily, right, children? So isn't that interesting to know that how paper is made, right? Okay, paper is a substance or material formed due to the intertwining of the cellulose fibers in grass, wood, rags or waste paper. Okay, thus paper is a kind of network of cellulose fibers. Okay, children? Now we'll see about how is paper made. Coniferous trees like pine are used to make paper. The bark of the logs of these trees is first removed and the wood is broken into small pieces. The mixture of these pieces and some chemicals are kept soaking for a long time and it helps to form a pulp. When the chemical process is completed, the fibrous substances from the wood pulp are separated and some dyes are formed. The pulp is then passed through rollers, dried to form paper and finally wound on reels. Okay, paper and wood are closely related. To save the trees, it is necessary to use paper sparingly. Okay, children. Now we'll see the process of manufacturing paper in an image form. Okay, see this image. First, what they are doing, they are cutting the trees. Then from them they get logs of wood. Then peeling of the logs. This process is also called as debarking the logs. Okay, children. Then from that, pulp is there. Okay, pulp is formed. Then dyes are added in that. Then the pulp is pressed with the help of rollers. Okay, then there is winding the paper on the reels, and ultimately paper is manufactured. Okay, children. Next, did you know, children, that in India, the first factory to manufacture newsprint, that is paper to be used for newspapers, was established at Nepanagar in Madhya Pradesh, and that was in the year 1955. Paper is also manufactured at Songar in Gujarat. And in Maharashtra, there is a paper factory at Balarpur near Chandrapur. Okay, children. Next. Children, as paper is made from cutting the trees, what you have to do? Always remember that do not tear up blank pages of a notebook. Children, just listen to it carefully. You will not do these things, okay? First, do not tear up blank pages of the notebook. Do not throw away old notebooks with blank pages, okay? Next, the blank sides of advertising pamphlets, the inner side of the postal envelopes, the blank sides of the calendar pages, and other such writable surfaces can be used to make notes, lists, to cover the books, etc. Do not throw away or burn up such paper until it has been fully utilized like this. Okay. Whenever possible, try to use a pencil and a slate. Okay. And last but not the least, cooperate with the people who collect paper from garbage or buy scrap paper. These people help in proper recycling of the resources. Okay, children? Now, children, you have to find out certain things. Okay, the first is, where was the process of paper making invented? Okay, this you have to find out. The next thing you have to find out is what kind of the paper is used for our textbooks and what size is it. Okay, and the third thing you will find out is how is paper for currency notes manufactured. Okay, these three things you will find out from the net. Children, did you know something about silk? Silk is a natural thread or fiber that is obtained from the cocoons of silkworms. Okay, from one cocoon, 500 meters to 1300 meters of thread can be obtained. And it is said that silk was first produced on a large scale in China. Okay, children. Next, always remember, save trees to save nature and save paper to save trees. Okay, always remember that, save trees to save nature and save paper to save trees. Always use the paper properly and economically. Don't waste the paper. Make full use of it and recycle the used paper. Although there are some disadvantages in using synthetic fibers, they can be useful if they are used in a proper way. Okay? They reduce the load on the use of natural resources. Okay, children? So, this is all about lesson number 6, that is substances in daily use. Thank you.